introduction. Thank you so much, my friend. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. What an honor and pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Hello, DC. My DC debut. If you do not laugh, it will be my DC grand finale. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a traditional Japanese Rakugo comic storyteller. My name is Katsura Sunshine. I'd like to take a quick survey of you, the audience. Those of you who have seen Rakugo before, please raise your hand. I'm sorry, I'm swallowing fruit flies like crazy here. Those of you who've seen Rakugo before, please raise your hand. Some of you, right? Those of you who've never seen Rakugo before, please raise your hands. Some of you don't have. Those of you who are too tired to raise your hands, please raise your hands. Anybody? Tried to wake you up. Rakugo is a 400-year tradition of storytelling in Japan. The stories have been passed down from master to apprentice, master to apprentice, master to apprentice, through the ages up until the present day. When we begin, even in Japan, there are many people who are seeing Rakugo for the first time. So we start with a little bit of an explanation. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, we have personal announcements from the storyteller, because for some of you, I may just be your favorite Rakugo storyteller in the world. Yeah? Yeah. I was hoping, especially for those of you who are seeing it for the first time after 1 minute, I'm still your favorite storyteller. Thank you so much. So, personal announcement for me, number one, ladies and gentlemen, I perform on Broadway, lovely theater, New World stages, once a month. I live in Tokyo, so I come once a month to this beautiful country, to New York. I am currently in my 6th year on Broadway, ladies and gentlemen. Come back. Phantom of the Opera lasted until 35 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, Katsura Sunshine, 30 years to go, and we have the record. Yes. I'll be 85 years old then, so it's not impossible. One more announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Katsura Sunshine's Rakugo, the performance you're seeing right now, by next year's end, will be a Netflix comedy special, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix doesn't know about that yet, but if you could write in and say, we want Sunshine, that'll be a big help to me. So as I said, when we begin these performances, we start with a little bit of an explanation. The explanation goes like this. When we perform Rakugo, we use only 2 objects, only 2 props. I'll teach you a little bit of Japanese, okay? Please repeat after me. In Japanese, we call this sensu. Sensu. Oh my goodness, very good pronunciation. Especially Japanese people over there, excellent pronunciation. In English, we call this a fan. Oh, excellent pronunciation. I heard DCers have good English pronunciation. In Japanese, we call this tenugui. Very good. In English, we call it a hand towel. Hand towel. When we perform Rakugo, we wear special clothing, particular garments. In Japanese, we call this a kimono. In English, we call this a kimono. Whoa. That joke is extremely popular in Tokyo, just let you know. Just let you know. Now, if you come to the show tomorrow and the day after, I'll be doing it on the proper stage. So I'd be kneeling on a cushion. I'm just doing it because it's outdoors. I'm standing it up, but it's actually sit-down comedy, kneel-down comedy. You kneel on a cushion for long periods of time for the entire show in a traditional Japanese sitting way. In Japanese, you call that seiza. Seiza. In English, you call it punishment. And then that much of an explanation, then you're ready to go. When we gather people together in Japan, I've been in Japan now 25 years, ladies and gentlemen, half my life, a little bit less than half my life. When we gather people together in Japan, always start with a formal greeting in polite Japanese to your guests. I would like to demonstrate, it's called aisatsu, goaisatsu. I would like to demonstrate that in Japanese. just to give you a little bit of the feeling of Japanese, and then I'll translate it to English for those of you who don't speak Japanese. But when I go down to bow at the end of the aisatsu, it is the signal to the audience or your guests to break out into thunderous and vociferous applause, and optionally to yell the word "Mattemashita," which means we've been waiting for you. It's just atmosphere, okay? Nobody keeps anybody waiting in Japan. Everything's on time. Not like this country. Everything is on time. Performances are on time. Company parties are on time. Weddings are on time in Japan. Maybe only country in the world that starts weddings on time. Trains run on time. And the first thing that anyone says for their first announcement, MC, performer, the train master, station master, the first words they say are, "Omatase itashimashita," sorry to have kept you waiting. Nobody is waiting in Japan. Anyway, just practice this. Mattemashita.
Mattemashita.
Yeah, and it's a little bit like in the Japanese way, it's a little bit like stiffer back. It's like mattemashita.
Mattemashita.
Oh, hell yeah, yes, that's excellent. I'll translate into English after, but in Japanese, the greeting goes like this. 皆様ご来場いただきありがとうございます。厚く御礼を申し上げます。私、こう見えても落語家なんです。桂三枝改め六代桂文枝の15番目の弟子の桂さんに輝くと書きまして、桂サンシャインと申します。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
待ってました。
Very good. A very high level audience. Thank you very much. The same greeting translated directly into English goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Yes.
Sometimes English is shorter than Japanese, that's all I'm trying to say. We have other greetings in Japanese. 皆様遠いところからお忙しい中お越しいただきまして恐縮です。In English, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express to you at this time my sincerest gratitude for having taken the trouble today to come and see me perform from a faraway place at a busy time in your lives. Sometimes English is longer than Japanese, that's all.
Yes.
Now, thank you for coming from a faraway place. Your guests are coming from somewhere. Thank you for coming from far away to see me, right?
Yes.
Thank you for coming at a busy time in your lives. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, the key to Japanese culture is that Japanese people back in Japan are always suffering in one way or another. Kuro shiteru. Japanese people will back me up on this. Kuro shiteru. Suffering. Kuro shiteru. Suffering. Suffering is a kind of hobby in Japan. And acknowledging your guests' suffering is a way just to be more polite. It's just communication. So I say thank you for coming from a faraway place. You suffered to come here. I acknowledge your suffering, being more polite to you, right? It could be, if it was raining outside, I would say, Oashi moto no warui naka. Thank you for coming, even though the ground beneath your feet may be bad. No problem in Japan. This can cause some problems in other countries. I was performing in a beautiful theater in my hometown of Toronto, Canada.
Woo!
Two people. That's right. Thank you. Beautiful winter garden. I said, thank you for coming from a faraway place, a busy time in your lives. A little boy in the third row stood up and called out to me, said, "Oi, Sunshine, I'm not busy." If I was busy, I would not be coming here to see you. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, so the second part of the Rakugo performance, I turn my head to the left and to the right, and every story ends in a punchline. The punchline's very important. If I do a 40-minute story and then we don't get the punchline, we have to start all over again. So let's get your Rakugo thinking caps on. I'm gonna do a couple very, very, very short stories for you. The first one is 16 seconds long. Everybody ready? Go ahead. Very high-level art form, ladies and gentlemen. Only the most sophisticated of people can watch Rakugo. I think you'll be all right. Here we go. It goes like this. Two ladies gossiping in front of their home in old Edo, Japan. Did you hear? Mrs. Takahashi down the street fell down flat on her face, and her face became completely disfigured. Oh, really? That's too bad. Yes, but the doctor is amazing. He managed to put her face right back to the way it was before. Oh, really? That's too bad. Very high-level audience. Now, especially in this day and age, I do not want to give you the impression that Rakugo only makes fun of the ladies. No, equal opportunity mockery. This is two elderly gentlemen, Tanaka-san, Suzuki-san. I am told by my friends back in Japan that elderly people often go to the hospital, not because they are sick, but because they want to meet their friends and socialize in the hospital waiting room. Oh, Suzuki-san, long time no see. Tanaka-san, long time no see. You did not come last week. I'm sorry I could not come last week. But we meet here in the hospital to socialize in the waiting room every week. You know that we have this appointment. What happened to you that you could not join us last week? I'm sorry I could not come last week. I was sick. You were sick. Too sick to come to the hospital? Yes. And how do you feel now? Much better, thank you. I'm glad you feel better, that you could come join us here at the hospital again. But what happened to you that you were so sick you could not come? Ah, it was terrible. I thought I was going to die. You thought you were going to die, yes? I thought I was going to die. I touched my forehead, it hurt. I touched my nose, it hurt. I touched my chin, it hurt. I touched my chest, it hurt. I touched my hips, it hurt. I touched my legs, it hurt. Everywhere I touched, it hurt, it hurt, it hurt. Ah, that sounds terrible. What did the doctor say to you? The doctor said, surprisingly, do not worry, you will be fine. Do not worry, you will be fine. You touch your forehead, you touch your nose, it hurts, you touch your chin, it hurts, you touch your chest, it hurts, you touch your hips, it hurts, you touch your legs, it hurts, and the doctor says to you, do not worry, you will be fine. How could he say a ridiculous thing like that to you? He said, oh, do not worry, sir, you will be fine. You simply have a broken finger. You are a very sophisticated audience. Nicely done. Thank you so much. So, I want to do out. You know, I'm performing in New York on Broadway. People think of Broadway as musicals. It's not an inherently musical art form, but I would like to sing a song, if that's okay with you guys. All right?
Yeah.
Now, it's originally an English song, but I'll sing it in Japanese because, you know, cross-cultural, that kind of thing. I'm sure you'll know it, so please participate if you know the song. Please feel free, okay? It goes like this. Shiawase nara te o tatako. O shiawase nara te o tatako. O shiawase nara tairo de shimeso yo. Honde minna de te o tatako. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some of you might be wondering, Sunshine, why did you sing that song? And I'll tell you, because there are some cultural difficulties involved with this song. Shiawase nara te o tatako means if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Te o tatako, clap your hands. Do you want to try it? Te o tatako. Yeah, sorry. Very confusing instructions. Repeat the words. Okay, sorry about that. Repeat the words. I'm sorry. You're way too sophisticated for my simple mind. Te o tatako. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is no problem. In English, clap your hands, right? But te o tatako in Japanese culture, in Japanese language, is very casual. But I'm a comedian, I'm a performer, I'm a Rakugo artist, you are the audience. So you are way above me in social status in Japan, traditionally. So if I say te o tatako to you, as in this song, you should feel very insulted at the way I just treated you. But, ladies and gentlemen, no problem, because I have a solution. I have composed a version of this song in very, very, very polite Japanese. Now, as you've seen already, when Japanese becomes more polite, it becomes longer, but I think you'll know from the melody where to clap your hands, okay? Everybody ready? So it's Katsura Sunshines. When you're happy, you'll clap your hands in extremely polite Japanese for my DC audience at Otakon today. Ready? Here we go. Oh, that's not polite. That's just an O. Don't worry about that. Oh, 幸せでいらっしゃいましたら、お差し支えなければ、お手を拝借いたしたく存じます。Very high level! Usually people don't all get it like that. Very high level. お幸せでいらっしゃいましたら、お差し支えなければ、お手を拝借いたしたく存じます。もしも仮にお幸せでいらっしゃいましたら、態度でお示ししていただけませんでしょうか。You don't actually clap there if you think about the original song. That's okay. Here, grand finale, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, 幸せでいらっしゃいましたら、差し支えなければ、お手を拝借いたしたく存じます。Japanese people in the audience are saying, I've never seen that kind of rakugo before. That's a kind of original pattern. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to end with a traditional story. Is that okay? Are you ready for one? Very, very short. So here's the thing. When I went to Japan, now 25 years, so my Japanese is getting better, but I'm still learning. I've been a professional rakugo storyteller for 17 years, still learning. Here's the problem. After 25 years in Japan, I'm starting to lose confidence in my English. And it's because people say things to me. If those of you who have been to Japan before, you may have seen people doing their part-time jobs handing out tissues in front of the train stations. And it's just advertising. There's a little advertising card in the tissue packet. Yeah, it's genius in advertising, really. Because when I hand out my leaflet or pamphlet in Times Square, that kind of people just throw it out. But tissues, people say, oh, I could use that. And they keep it. And there's a word that accompanies the handing of the tissues. It's ikaga desu ka, which means, why don't you try my something, whatever I'm advertising, okay? It's a bit sing-songy, but try to repeat after me, okay? Ikaga desu ka.
Ikaga desu ka?
Yeah. You could all get part-time jobs in front of Japanese train stations, handing out tissues. Perfect. So, if they're advertising the sushi shop, it'd be sushi ai ikaga desu ka? Or the yakitori, do you know the chicken skewers? The yakitori ai ikaga desu ka? They're selling everything. If it's glasses, eyeglasses, megane ai ikaga desu ka? If it's contact lenses, it'll be kontaku to renzu ikaga desu ka? And I received the same advertising tissues in front of Shinjuku Station in Tokyo just 5 weeks ago. I remember it well. I left. The young lady doing her part-time job looked me in the eyes and she said, English conversation school, ikaga desu ka? Why? But it's not just Japan. When I moved to New York, I half moved to New York to put my show on Broadway, and I think after 20 years in Japan, I had lost my Canadian accent. I'm not sure. I'm from Toronto. I should have a Canadian accent. I don't know what you think, but apparently I lost my accent. Everybody in New York was saying, where are you from? Get in a taxi, where are you from? Go to a bar, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? So I want to fool around a little bit. So I said, guess. And you would be very surprised at the countries that they came up with. They said Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Croatia. Basically, the one thing these countries had in common, English is not the first language. So it made me upset. I said, no, I'm from Canada. They said, Quebec, the French-speaking part. I said, no, Toronto. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to do a traditional story for you. This is a story, same situation, that I was performing in English for Japanese students at the university in Hokkaido, the northernmost island. And I'll just do a little part of it for you today. I hope you enjoy the final story. Thank you. Once upon a time, there was a little boy with a very long name. His name was Jugemu Goko no Surikire Kaijari Suigoro. Sungyomatsu Ungyomatsu Uraimatsu Kuneru Tokoro ni Sumu Tokoro. Yabura Koji Bura Koji Paipo no Shuringa no Guridai Gurinai no Pompoko Pi no Pompoko na no Chokyume no Chosuke. I deserve those woos. It took me a long time to memorize that. One day, his neighbor, a little boy named Kin-chan, a shorter name, came to pick him up for school. And Kin-chan said, Jugame, Goko no suriki de kaijari shiga. Tunge matsurai matsukuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro. Yabura koji, bura koji. Paipo no shuriga. Shuriga no gurina no pompoko pi no pompoko na no chokyume no chosuke-kun. Let's go to school. And Jugim's mother came out and said, Arama Kin-chan, you're so nice, so kind of you. But our Jugim, Goko no surikiri kaijari, singing, kuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro, yabura koji, paipo no shuriga no gurina no pompoko pi no pompoko na no chokyume no chosuke.